Hello, and welcome to my channel.
Emily Thompson gazed out of her office window, watching as the first snowflakes of the season gently fell from the sky. The streets of New York City were adorned with twinkling lights and festive decorations, creating a magical atmosphere that filled her heart with joy. Christmas had always held a special place in Emily's heart. It was a time of love, warmth, and the promise of miracles. As an aspiring writer, Emily dreamed of penning a best-selling holiday novel that would capture the true spirit of Christmas. She believed that through her words, she could bring joy and hope to readers around the world. However, for now, she worked at a small publishing house, editing other authors' manuscripts and dreaming of the day when her own book would grace the shelves. The highlight of Emily's day was her lunch break, where she would wander through the bustling streets, immersing herself in the holiday cheer. Today, she decided to take a detour through Central Park, eager to soak up the enchantment of the season. As she strolled through the park, admiring the snow-covered trees and the ice skaters twirling on the frozen pond, Emily noticed a small bookstore tucked away in a hidden corner. Its windows were adorned with handwritten signs advertising rare and vintage books. Intrigued, she pushed open the creaky door and stepped inside. The air inside the bookstore was warm and filled with the scent of old books. Shelves upon shelves lined the walls, each one filled with stories waiting to be discovered. Emily felt an immediate sense of calm wash over her as she ran her fingers along the spines of the books. "Hello there," a voice called out from behind a stack of books. Emily turned to see an eccentric old man with a long white beard and twinkling blue eyes emerge from his hiding spot. "I'm Mr. Claus," he said with a mischievous smile. "But you can call me Santa's cousin." Emily couldn't help but laugh. "Nice to meet you, Mr. Claus. I'm Emily." Mr. Claus motioned for her to follow him to a cozy corner of the store, where a crackling fireplace warmed the room. They settled into plush armchairs, surrounded by piles of books. "You have a love for Christmas in your eyes," Mr. Claus said, studying Emily intently. "I can see that you have a gift for capturing the magic of the season." Emily's heart fluttered with excitement. "That's what I've always wanted to do. I want to write a best-selling holiday novel that touches people's hearts and reminds them of the true meaning of Christmas." Mr. Claus reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, ornate pen. "This is a magical pen, my dear. It has the power to bring your words to life and capture the essence of Christmas like no other." Emily's eyes widened in awe as she gently took the pen from Mr. Claus' outstretched hand. She could feel a faint tingle in her fingertips as she held it. "Use it wisely, Emily," Mr. Claus said with a twinkle in his eye. "Let your words be filled with love and joy, and watch as the magic unfolds." Please support my channel by liking and subscribing. Emily couldn't contain her excitement as she left the old bookstore, clutching the magical pen tightly in her hand. She felt as though she held the key to unlocking a world of enchantment and possibility. With each step she took through Central Park, she could feel the magic of the pen coursing through her veins. Ideas swirled in her mind, begging to be written down and brought to life. She found a secluded bench under a towering evergreen tree and eagerly opened her notebook. As the words flowed from her pen, Emily's surroundings began to change. The snowflakes fell heavier, swirling around her in a dance of winter magic. The evergreen tree above her shimmered with lights, and the sound of carolers filled the air. She had written a scene so vivid and enchanting that it had come to life before her very eyes. Emily couldn't believe what she was witnessing. She had always known that words held power, but this was something entirely different. It was as if the pen had tapped into a wellspring of Christmas magic, and she was merely the vessel through which it flowed. With newfound confidence, Emily continued to write. Each word she penned brought forth a world of wonder and joy. She wrote of children building snowmen that came to life, of families gathered around crackling fireplaces sharing stories and laughter, and of the kindness and love that permeated every corner of the holiday season. Word of Emily's magical writing quickly spread throughout the publishing house. Colleagues gathered around her desk, eager to read her latest creations. They were captivated by her stories, transported to a world where dreams came true and miracles were real. "You have a gift, Emily," her boss said, his eyes filled with admiration. "Your words have the power to touch people's hearts and remind them of the true spirit of Christmas." Encouraged by their support, Emily decided it was time to take a leap of faith and share her stories with the world. She would write a novel that would capture the magic of Christmas and inspire readers to believe in miracles. With the magical pen in hand, Emily embarked on her writing journey with renewed determination. She set up a small desk in her cozy apartment, surrounded by twinkling lights and scented candles that filled the air with the fragrance of freshly baked cookies. This would be her sanctuary, her creative haven where the magic of Christmas could flow freely. As Emily began to write, she felt a surge of excitement and anticipation. The pen glided effortlessly across the page, as if guided by an invisible force. She poured her heart and soul into every word, infusing her stories with love, hope, and the true spirit of Christmas. With each passing day, Emily's stories grew more enchanting and captivating. She wrote of snow-covered villages where the streets were lined with twinkling lights and the air was filled with the sweet scent of hot cocoa. She described families coming together, setting aside their differences and embracing the joy of the season. Emily's colleagues at the publishing house marveled at her talent. They couldn't help but be swept away by the magic of her words. The stories she wrote brought smiles to their faces and warmth to their hearts. They encouraged her to pursue her dreams of becoming a best-selling author, assuring her that her stories had the power to touch lives. With their support, Emily decided to take a leap of faith and self-publish her book. She knew it would be a risk, but she believed in the magic of her words and the message they carried. She wanted to share the true spirit of Christmas with as many people as possible. The day of the book release arrived, and Emily anxiously awaited the response from readers. As she watched the first reviews trickle in, tears welled up in her eyes. Her book was not only well received, but had become a surprise bestseller. Readers were captivated by the enchanting stories she had woven, and they praised her for reminding them of the true meaning of Christmas. Emily couldn't believe her success. It was a dream come true. But little did she know that this was only the beginning of her magical journey. Emily stood at the edge of the ice rink in Rockefeller Center, watching as skaters glided gracefully across the glistening ice. The iconic Christmas tree stood tall and majestic, its branches adorned with thousands of twinkling lights. It was a sight that never failed to fill her heart with joy. Lost in her thoughts, Emily didn't notice the man approaching her until they collided, sending both of them sprawling onto the ice. "I'm so sorry," Emily exclaimed, scrambling to her feet and extending a hand to help the man up. He took her hand and pulled himself up, his eyes meeting hers. "No harm done," he said with a smile. "I'm Jack." Emily couldn't help but be captivated by his warm brown eyes and charming smile. "I'm Emily." "It's nice to meet you, Jack." They struck up a conversation, laughing about their clumsy encounter. Jack was a successful author, known for his gritty crime novels that were a far cry from the whimsical stories Emily wrote. He was skeptical about the magic of Christmas, believing it to be nothing more than a commercialized holiday. "You write about miracles and love," Jack said, raising an eyebrow. "But do you really believe in all that?" Emily's eyes sparkled with determination. "I do. I believe that love and miracles exist in every corner of our lives, if only we open our hearts to see them." Jack studied her for a moment, his skepticism fading ever so slightly. "Prove it," he challenged. "Show me the magic of Christmas." Emily accepted Jack's challenge with a mischievous twinkle in her eye. She was determined to show him the true magic of Christmas and make him believe in miracles. She took Jack on a whirlwind tour of New York City during the holiday season, showing him the beauty and wonder that surrounded them. They strolled through Times Square, where the lights were so bright they seemed to make the night sky blush. They marveled at the extravagant window displays along Fifth Avenue, where mannequins came to life and danced to the beat of Christmas carols. But it was Bryant Park that truly stole Jack's heart. The park had been transformed into a winter wonderland, with an ice skating rink, a towering Christmas tree, and rows of vendors selling hot cocoa and handmade crafts. Children laughed and played, their rosy cheeks reflecting the joy of the season. As they watched a group of carolers sing with heartfelt passion, Emily leaned closer to Jack. "Do you see it now?" she whispered. "Do you feel the magic in the air?" Jack couldn't deny the warmth that filled his heart as he watched the scene unfold before him. The skepticism that had once clouded his mind began to fade, replaced by a glimmer of hope and wonder. "I think I'm starting to understand," he said softly. Emily smiled, her eyes shining with joy. That's the magic of Christmas, Jack. It's in the laughter of children, the kindness we show one another, and the joy we bring to those around us. It's in the moments that take our breath away and remind us of what truly matters. As Emily's success as a writer grew, so did the attention she received from those who sought to exploit her magical abilities for profit. One day, she received a call from a ruthless literary agent named Mr. Grinchley, who was known for his cutthroat tactics and lack of regard for the true meaning of Christmas. "Emily, my dear," Mr. Grinchley said with a sly smile. "I've heard whispers about your magical pen and the success of your book. I have an offer for you, one that will make you a wealthy woman." Emily listened as Mr. Grinchley outlined his plan to commercialize her stories, turning them into mass-produced merchandise and focusing on materialism rather than the true spirit of Christmas. He promised her fame and fortune, but Emily knew that accepting his offer would mean compromising her values and the very essence of her writing. "I'm sorry, Mr. Grinchley," she said firmly, "but I can't do that. My stories are meant to inspire and remind people of the magic of Christmas, not to exploit it for profit." Mr. Grinchley's smile faded, replaced by a scowl. "You're making a mistake, Emily. You'll regret this." Emily hung up the phone, her heart pounding in her chest. She knew that turning down Mr. Grinchley's offer would mean facing obstacles and potentially losing the support of the publishing industry. But she also knew that staying true to herself and her dreams was more important than any amount of money or fame. With renewed determination, Emily decided to self-publish her next book. She would stay true to her original vision, focusing on spreading love, joy, and the true spirit of Christmas. She knew it would be a risk, but she believed in the power of her words and the impact they could have on readers. As Emily's book was released, readers were captivated by the enchanting stories she had penned. They were transported to a world filled with love, miracles, and the true spirit of Christmas. Emily's words touched their hearts and reminded them of the joy that could be found in even the simplest moments. One by one, the positive reviews poured in, and Emily's book became a surprise bestseller. People from all walks of life praised her for capturing the magic of Christmas and inspiring them to believe in miracles. But it wasn't just the success of her book that brought Emily joy. It was the stories she heard from readers, the messages they sent expressing how her words had touched their lives. They shared stories of reconnecting with loved ones, of acts of kindness inspired by her book, and of finding hope and joy in the midst of difficult times. Emily realized that her writing had the power to make a positive impact beyond just storytelling. She had the ability to spread love and joy, to inspire others to believe in miracles, and to remind them of the true meaning of Christmas. With this newfound purpose, Emily decided to use her success as a platform to make a difference in the world. She organized charity events, where she distributed gifts to underprivileged children and created winter wonderlands for them to enjoy. She used her writing to raise awareness for causes she believed in, inspiring others to join her in spreading love and kindness. As Emily's success continued to grow, so did her doubts. She began to question whether she was truly deserving of the praise and recognition she received. The pressure to live up to the expectations set by her first book's success weighed heavily on her shoulders. One evening, as she sat at her desk surrounded by unfinished manuscripts and empty coffee cups, doubt crept in like a shadow. She wondered if she had used up all her magic, if she would ever be able to write another story that touched people's hearts. Jack, who had become a constant source of support and inspiration, noticed Emily's struggle. He sat down beside her, gently taking her hand in his. "Emily, listen to me," he said softly. "You are an incredible writer. Your words have the power to bring joy and hope to people's lives. Don't let doubt dim your light." Emily looked into Jack's eyes, searching for reassurance. "But what if I can't live up to the expectations? What if I've used up all my magic?" Jack smiled, his eyes filled with unwavering belief. "Emily, your magic comes from within. It's not something that can be used up or lost. As long as you stay true to yourself and write from your heart, your words will always carry the power to touch lives." Inspired by Jack's words, Emily decided to embark on a new project that would bring Christmas magic to those in need. She reached out to local organizations and charities, offering her help in any way she could. Together with Jack, she organized a charity event that would spread love and joy to underprivileged children. The event took place in a grand ballroom, transformed into a winter wonderland. Snowflakes adorned the ceiling, twinkling lights illuminated the room, and a towering Christmas tree stood tall at one end. Tables were filled with gifts, each carefully selected to bring smiles to the children's faces. As the children entered the ballroom, their eyes widened with wonder. They gasped in delight as they saw the magical scene before them. Emily and Jack greeted each child with warmth and kindness, ensuring that they felt loved and cherished. The day was filled with laughter, joy, and moments that would be etched in the children's memories forever. They played in the snow, decorated cookies, and listened to stories of love and miracles. For a few hours, their worries and hardships were forgotten as they basked in the magic of Christmas. Emily watched with tears in her eyes as the children laughed and played. This was what it was all about, spreading love and joy, reminding others of the true meaning of Christmas. She knew that her writing had the power to make a difference, and she was determined to use it for good. As the holiday season drew to a close, Emily took a moment to reflect on her journey. She realized that her encounter with Mr. Claus and the magical pen was not just a coincidence but a turning point in her life. It had led her to find true love, live her dreams, and make a difference in the world. She thought about the lessons she had learned along the way. She had learned that true happiness comes from following one's passion, from spreading joy to others, and from embracing the magic of Christmas in everyday life. She had learned that love and miracles exist in every corner of our lives, if only we open our hearts to see them. With these lessons in mind, Emily made a promise to herself. She would continue to write stories that inspired and brought joy to readers. She would use her success as a platform to inspire others to pursue their dreams and make a difference in the world. And above all, she would never forget the true spirit of Christmas, the love, kindness, and joy that could be found in even the simplest of moments. On Christmas Eve, Emily and Jack stood hand in hand beneath the towering Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. Snowflakes fell gently from the sky, creating a magical atmosphere that seemed straight out of a fairy tale. Emily looked up at Jack, her heart overflowing with love. "Jack, this has been the most magical Christmas I've ever experienced. I'm so grateful to have you by my side." Jack smiled, his eyes filled with adoration. "Emily, you've shown me the true magic of Christmas. You've opened my eyes to a world filled with love and miracles. I'm grateful for every moment we've shared." As they stood beneath the twinkling lights, surrounded by the enchanting atmosphere of New York City, Emily and Jack confessed their love for each other. It was a moment filled with warmth, joy, and the promise of a future filled with love and laughter. Emily's dream of writing a best-selling holiday novel had come true, but it was only the beginning of their journey together. They would continue to collaborate on projects that spread Christmas magic and inspire others to believe in miracles.